So welcome friends to 1600th Tree Talk. It's a kind of milestone. We are in the 50th year of this biodiversity awareness initiative, which was launched way back on 19th December 2010. United Nations declared International Year of Biodiversity. Then we continued this biodiversity awareness initiative or campaign throughout the International Decade of Biodiversity, which was from 2011 to 2020. And we are still continuing in another decade of ecosystem restoration. Because we interact with nature, we interpret nature, and nature has so much treasure which cannot be understood in one day or one's lifetime. So it's a continuing process. But various stalwarts who were remained associated with me, and you see on my left and right, these are the stalwarts who started joining this Tree Talk initiative right from 19th December 2010. You can see that photograph. The first ever Tree Talk, which was organized in University of Jammu. That time, Professor Yashpal Sharma and Brijmohan Sharma, two I can identify who were on that particular day also. Many today could not come because it's a working day also. Many are principals now and might be busy elsewhere. So I will just give 2 minutes, not a longer version. Then we can discuss later separately. But for this particular, you can say, feedback on 1600 Tree Talk milestone, first I will request Brijmohan Sharma, who is in fact the Principal Chief Conservator Forests of Ladakh region, Union Territory. Not only PCC, but he has also served as DFO long back. And not only that, he is also passionate about wildlife. This time he has the, you can say, the snow leopard sightings also in the beautiful landscape, in the chilling winter. Not only that, he mentioned he discovered one kind of sacred grove of juniper, Shukpa chin or whatever. He will just dwell on those unique floristic studies which he has carried out, along with the impact of Tree Talk in generating the biodiversity awareness. Brijmohan Sharma ji, please.
Sir, in fact, I am very happy to be here again. That was the day first Tree Talk I was present here along with the Professor.
Somebody can help me.
And today it's long journey which has been covered by
Come here. Come this.
impeccable, and there will not be any example of such a campaign regarding biodiversity conservation on Earth as on day. Such a long tenure he is continuing single-handedly. Of course, with the support of all the good well-wishers and naturalists. And I come from Ladakh. I served there this was my second tenure. Because it's a tree talk, and then I should say a few lines about trees of Ladakh.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. Ladakh, I think she's from Ladakh. Only one student. Huh? You're also from Ladakh. Okay. So this was my second tenure in Ladakh, and I just joined JNK also now, and transferred from Ladakh to JK government. Ladakh is, world famous for three things: landscape, culture, and high-ended wildlife tourism. And of course, biodiversity, there is no parallel. The degree of endemism that we find in Ladakh is, very, very unique. Regarding tree talk, I should speak on trees only. There are four trees are there which are very, very important, because to my mind, some of the trees which grow there, they defy, botanical and forestry principles also. If we see northwest Himalayas, there's a concept of tree line which is up to 11,000 feet, isn't it? Northwest Himalayas, it's 11,000 feet. So we find trees growing in Ladakh above tree line. Defies all the principles of forestry and botany also. Like one of the most important tree species which grows there is Shukpa, the juniper. Juniper is a very, very sacred conifer.
Also declared as state tree or union territory.
It was last year we got that tree declared as state tree for Ladakh also. Juniperus semiglobosa, because botany students are there.
कॉपीज निकाल के लिखते जाओ टीचर सर जो बनाया बता रहे हैं
Juniperus semiglobosa. Now, this tree is, as far as IUCN is concerned, they refer this as least concern tree, least concern with respect to your protected status. But if you see literature, this particular species of Northwest Himalayas is the most threatened tree species on Earth as on date, because of many reasons. There is no regeneration. The viability of seeds is very low. Gestation period is very long, very slow growing, but it has lot of value for the Ladakhi people. Traditional rituals, for the traditional rituals, for the religious rituals, as well as for cultural.
Yes, we will talk later also. Since our HOD, Dr. Sushil Verma has come, and he was the gentleman who first introduced me to this plant. This plant has come from Ramnagar. I have not plugged your research material. This came along the way from my ancestral village, that is the Ramnagar. At night, 10 p.m., I got this plant. So I have kept in my vehicle for another session in IIIM. But this is the Eremostachys superba. But now this plant is known as Clomidus superba, also called Himalayan golden spike. लेकिन इसके बारे में जो पहला इंट्रोडक्शन था, पहला लेसन था, वो इन्हीं ने बताया था. मुझे तो पता भी नहीं था कि इट ग्रोज एनीवेयर इन JNK. तो चूंकि ही हैज shown his greatness to organize this milestone 1600th tree talk in your botanical garden. So we will request him to just share his impressions, because this is a video, not a longer one. So just 2 minutes you will share your impressions about the biodiversity awareness through tree talks.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I express my apologies for being very late for 15 minutes. But this is a very great initiative of Rishi Sharma ji, who is a illustrious alumnus of Department of Botany. As I told that this plant was introduced, or the first lesson he learned from me, it is not the truth, because I got a cue from National Botanical Research Institute. Some researchers were working and they declared that this particular plant is being left over with 25 individuals at its type locality, that is in Rajaji National Park near Dehradun. There is a place called Mohand, and that was the place from where this plant was first collected by Royal in 1868.
1868.
And then people did not discover it from any other part of the country, and it was later found that by the researchers of NBRI that this particular plant is going to die within a very short period of time, because only 25 living individuals are there. So then, taking a cue from that particular report, we surveyed the area of Jammu region, because through literature we came to know that this plant is distributed right from Shivaliks to other parts of the Himalayan region. So while exploring, we discovered it from, and the first population which we discovered, it was from there is a village called Tara village near Dumail. When you go to Katra, on the right side you see that there is a small narrow road goes to a particular locality, and there is a village named Tara, and from where I first of all collected 5 plants, and we brought those plants to Botanical Garden and planted it.
Wonderful.
And then we shared this experience under the stewardship of Professor A.K. Kaul, who was my PhD supervisor, and Dr. Ani Mugotra, who was co-supervisor. So we discussed this with him also, and then it was appeared on a magazine named Haryali, which
Yes,
was published by Social
story
Science
also.
Department.
This finds inclusion in one story, ek Pasar Aryali, where a girl is so fond of cultivating plants on her terrace, and after marriage she says, I don't want dowry, but I will take all these plants to my in-laws house. So that is the
And
story.
this is how we started, and then we later
Wonderful.
discovered many populations.
More we will discuss later. Since we are joined with Dr. Mrinalini Atre, so she is basically an art historian. She has done a lot of work on the indigenous knowledge, shrines, and traditional foods. So we will just welcome her and also request her to share some anecdotes or some impressions of this popular program which is called as Free Talk. Mrinalini Atreji, please.
expert here. आप सारे botany department से हैं. We have the professors and students also. I've been in touch with sir for so many years. I've been listening to his talks, and they're wonderful because the kind of knowledge which he is giving to us, that is limited to books, but he has brought it beyond the classrooms. And the only thing I would like to say is that because you people all are from the botany department, and there's something which you need to give across your department, and that is the knowledge about these trees, especially the indigenous trees. Like there are some trees for which everybody has the knowledge. People का पेड़ या बरगद का पेड़ उसका है, but there's so many which sir also knows कि इतने सारे plants हैं, trees हैं जिनके साथ anecdotes, folklore जुड़े हुए हैं. तो I would request the Department of Botany कि आप अपने students को at least 1 year के लिए brand ambassadors बना दीजिए. They should go to each and every department of the university. कितने departments हैं? more than 55 departments हैं. वहाँ students को ये knowledge दीजिए about the trees. पहले ज़बरदस्ती होगा. I know students नहीं बैठते हैं lectures के लिए, but पहली बार एक बार ज़बरदस्ती करोगे ना, फिर वो एक system practice बन जाएगा. कि जो students universities में आते हैं, for them the botany department acts as a brand ambassador. कि हर department में जाके बच्चों को at least जो universities में plant है उनके बारे में बताइए. And the tradition, the Indian tradition is when we look at a plant or a tree, so we make full use of it. अगर हम किसी plant का अगर फूल भी तोड़ते हैं ना, तो उस फूल की सारी चीज़ों को हम यूज़ करते हैं. ये नहीं कि हमने एक चीज़ यूज़ की और फेंक दिया. आजकल आपको पता है when we have the harvesting season, उसके बाद वो कितना इशू बन जाता है burning of the residue. लेकिन अगर आप अपनी ट्रेडिशंस में देखें तो उस ट्रेडिशन में है कि आप जो रेजिड्यू है उसको भी यूज़ करते हैं. So we are forgetting our traditions. So that's the request to the botany department कि अपने students को brand ambassadors बनाइए.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, madam, for joining this historic tree talk. Just we will focus on another. This is also native wild ornamental plant found in Nandani forest, my Ramnagar forest. Everywhere you find. This is called as Eranthemum pulchellum from Adusa family, Brancard family, Acanthisi. But earlier it was called as Dendroacanthus nervosus. So this stands introduced here also. It was once even introduced by the floriculture garden in the Jammu Park, but still we don't find its presence in all floriculture gardens. So there is a, I think, lesson. Such plants which are rare and which has the ornamental value. We are jumping towards the exotics coming from America, Australia, and planting them and growing in the gardens. I think that shift is possible only if you also impress upon your parents and friends. Just to identify, give them provide them a list of wild plants of Jammu and Kashmir, which has the ornamental value, like this one. This is called Gul Chasham, Chashme Baddur. Obviously, which gives some kind of comfort to your eyes if you see this flower. And this is a long shelf life also. It can be fresh like this, and even if it goes dry, still a brownish color. That is also fascinating. So this can be included in the bouquets. Since we are also joined with the DFO from the Forest Research Institute, he remained associated with me in documenting sacred groves and heritage trees of Jammu and Kashmir. And Katao temple was also visited, somebody from Sundarbani with whom I was just talking. So Rakesh Abrolji, he will also just a few impressions of Tree Talk after this long journey.
DM शर्मा साहब और विद्यार्थी सर और प्रोफेसर यशपाल और डॉक्टर सुशील और दूसरी इतनी बड़ी हस्तियों के सामने मेरा बोलना शब्द भी शायद नहीं निकलेंगे मेरे मुंह से, बट मेरा ये सौभाग्य रहा है कि दोनों अफसरों के साथ मुझे काम करने का मौका मिला और सर के इस अभियान में मैं शुरू से ही शामिल रहा. और एक जो चीज़ जो किताबों में नहीं मिलती वो सर के पास मिलती है. और आप सभी लोग यूनिवर्सिटी में हैं कि MSc की डिग्री होगी, कल को कई लोग PhD भी होंगे, तो आप डिग्रियों से जाने जाएंगे. लेकिन सर जो है, जो ज्ञान को हासिल करने का इनका जो जुनून जज्बा था, तो ये विद्यार्थी नाम से जाने जाते हैं, जो किसी डिग्री का मोहताज नहीं है. तो आपको इतनी छोटी सी बात, ज्ञान तो आपको किताबों में मिल जाएगा, लेकिन ज्ञान को हासिल करने का ज्ञान जो है वो सर से ही मिलेगा. तो आप यही चीज सीखेगा, मेरे पास और ज्यादा आपके पास बोलने
बहुत
का-
बढ़िया। प्रोफेसर यशपाल जी जो 19 दिसंबर 2010 से ही हमारे साथ है, और चिल्लिंग विंटर धूमी में इतनी धुंध है कि 1 मीटर रास्ता हमें दिख नहीं रहा है, और जुनून देखिए, टोपियां पहन के हम 8 बजे जम्मू से निकलते हैं और 9 बजे वहाँ ट्रीट टाक करते हैं। ट्रीट बारिश हो तो हमारे राकेश ओब्रो जी याद रखेंगे, जजर कोटली में इट वॉज संडे, इट वॉज हैवी डाउनफॉल एंड ही वॉज इंक्वायरिंग अगेन एंड अगेन, सर ट्रीट टाक होगी आगे? यस होगी। उसमें मेरी तूती चलती बिकॉज आई वाज ही कंट्रोलिंग ऑफिसर, सो ही couldn't have the courage to say no. I tried, he may have that liberty, but that time na he also came with umbrellas and we had a tree talk in the Jajur Kotli. Professor Jaspal.
Good morning, everyone. I am really delighted to have the august presence of Vidyarthi ji, and of course we are overwhelmed by the presence of our own super senior Brij Mohan Sharma sir, a very senior IFS officer who is Principal Chief Conservator of Forests, our worthy head of the department, and Mr. Abrol, Dr. Atri, Rakesh ji, Sikandar ji, faculty, and others who are attending this special occasion. So I'll be speaking only few things about this because we have already got a history behind this street talk. So I won't be delving on those things, but I just want to make it that way that 16 कला संपन्न अगर कोई है तो वो विद्यार्थी जी हैं। विद
16 श्रृंगार भी है बसंत का,
ठीक है,
16 श्रृंगार भी है।
इट्स अ वेरी ऑस्पेशियस ओकेजन टुडे। और दूसरा मैं ट्री टॉक के बारे में आपको 2-3 चीज़ें कि इसका क्या बेनिफिट हुआ, और इसका बैकग्राउंड तो आपने सुना, बट बेनिफिट्स क्या हुए, दैट फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट वाज दैट इट गॉट एवरीवन together. So we got connected to many people through this tree talk. We came to know so many bureaucrats, so many advocates, so many civil society members, so many faculties, what not, right? Number one. It also connected regions, that it is not localized now to university from where it took off very in a very subtle manner or in a very humble way, but now it has grown not only regionally or state-wise or national-wise, but even it has got an international presence. And of course, media has played a very pivotal role in taking this tree talk to the masses. And it also has made the rural and urban connect possible, because we went into the deep hinterlands also, and people could understand that what is existing around us. So they got to know what is present around them, because they were not earlier knowing many things. So as he has been, designated as a Vidyarthi, but at the same time a person who is, has got deep knowledge of almost all subjects. So this was another milestone or another achievement of this tree talk. And one thing which I think in the present time we must realize, that this tree talk also relieved a lot of stress out of all of us. So mental strengthening का जो काम इस tree talk ने किया, that was another achievement. And of course getting yourself acquainted with the nature around us. So आप प्रकृति के साथ जब जुड़ते हैं, उसको जब निहारते हैं, देखते हैं, और हर एक चीज़ की कीमती जब वैल्यू आप उसको अप्रिशिएट करते हैं, तो I think lot of your stresses or fears, they just vanish. And this is what is actually required, that we all are having a lot of different kind of stress and strains. So this is one such movement which has created. And lastly I would say that generating environmental awareness, we are confronting a lot of challenges of climate change and all that. So small little efforts like this, like sir already has said, that this has made an impeccable impact on almost everyone's life who have attended this, who has attended this tree talk. So overall, a wonderful, movement, and a movement which is of national character, and movement which is full of gaining knowledge, sharing knowledge. I think that is something which I can describe as the tree talk. And I wish Vidyarthi sir and all his associates good luck for future as well, so that this continues. It is 1600, but we would like to see thousands and thousands milestones being covered by this tree talk in the future. So we wish him a very good health, good luck and good fortunes for times to come. And from our own behalf, we congratulate him on this very wonderful occasion. Thank you, sir.
So you can conclude this session. Now we will proceed towards the other side. There was no railway network. In our Shivaliks Himalayas, no train was coming. And at that time there were only two fruits which had the skull-like structure, which is very hard, but inside the brain is very soft. So only two fruits. Which one? One is coconut, another is bale fruit, which is also called as wood apple, stone apple, a golden apple. And since it need to be broken with a hammer, and then you get a very soft spongy tissue which resemble to your inner brain. So we had the reverence for two fruits, but since coconut was not easily available in Jammu region and Shivaliks and Uttarakhand and other places, we had the reverence associated with this tree. But when we also got that coconut, it is easily available in the market. So now we are more also offering in Yagya Havan or even Vaishno Devi sometimes back. Now because of
I stand on this podium, the unique opportunity is for me as head of organization, particularly this event for half an hour now. This is unique and this is very important for CSI Tripura Jammu. So on this occasion, I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. O.P. Sharma, ex-PCCF Jammu and Kashmir, and forest man, tree man, water man, the environmentalist of Jammu and Kashmir UT I can call. I can take this pride to just give few terms to him.
Thank you.
My colleague Engineer Abdul Rahim, in front of me the faculty members from B.Ed College Jammu, faculty member from Jammu College of Ayurveda and Research, students from Ayurveda College and students from B.Ed College Jammu. A very good afternoon to all of you, and on behalf of CSI Tripura and family and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you. Shri Abdul Rahim Sahab has mentioned about the skill development program being conducted in this institution. This institution, which is an institution of integrative medicine, nowadays it has become an institution of integrative activities. Like in this conference hall, on one side we have students from B.Ed College, and on the other side we have students and scholars from Jammu College of Ayurveda and Research. And at the same time, on the dais, we have a person from our society who is an institution in himself. And this kind of the opportunity my institute is getting, that is the rest of the rare opportunity. We used to see the tea talks. Dr. O.P. Sharma Sahab has conducted many tea talks, and today it is 1600 tea talk, which is having 3 sessions. 2 he has already completed, and 3rd session is here. When we were discussing about this tea talk, I requested him, I will take this opportunity to host this tea talk in my institution, and this will be having different kind of the appearance and the activities, and that is here. We used to conduct tea talks in different lawns where he used to demonstrate the descriptions, the history, the uses, the applications of different teas. But at the same time, when we are having a composite gathering, I think we are successful in our objective to conduct such kind of session. Like I mentioned, this institution, which is an institution of integrative medicine, we are having a great stake as far as our society is concerned. Medicinal plants are concerned, aromatic plants are concerned, or floriculture crops are concerned. An institution which is having a great stake in drug discovery program. This institution is having all facets of preclinical drug discovery under one roof, right from bioprospection by Plant Sciences and Agrotechnology Division. We have NPMC where we used to conduct the extraction, standardization of natural products, isolation of molecule, synthetic and semi-synthetic modifications of these drug-like molecules, followed by pharmacological activities in our pharmacology division, where we have different disease targets. Cancer pharmacology is there, then we have rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes mellitus, and so on. When we talk about the preclinical drug discovery, the regulatory tox studies are very important, and we are having animal well-established GLP compliant animals. This is the information which is relevant to our Ayurveda doctors and the students who are here. So beside this, when I used the term that this institution is having great stake as far as various medicinal aromatic plants are concerned, we are running 3 major missions in the institutions. One is aroma mission, second is floriculture mission, third is phytopharmaceutical missions. All these missions programs are at PAN India level, PAN CSIR levels. And this institution being located in the region of Jammu and Kashmir, where we are bestowed with huge natural wealth, right from Jammu to Kashmir, then to Ladakh. Different climatic zones are there. And when we say different climatic zones, different populations, biodiversity is available. And the kind of biodiversity which is available, he is mastering that. So he will be sharing his experience about the kind of biodiversity available in the region. But as a scientist, as researcher, I must say, when we talk about phytopharmaceutical drug discovery program, which is typically the allopathic system of medicines we were having, recently Government of India has enacted this act for phytopharmaceutical drug discovery, and this institution having huge natural product repository, the region which is having huge natural wealth. So this institution is nodal in phytopharmaceutical drug discovery. At the same time, you might have heard about CSI aroma mission, purple revolution, lavender cultivation. This institution has taken lead in cultivation of lavender in the region, and nowadays when we talk about the aromatic crops, a number of aromatic crops are there. With the help of the people like Dr. O.P. Sharma, we are extending these crops to different regions, different areas which are unutilized. When I say the huge area is unutilized in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, we have forest, we have agricultural land. At the same time, if we see the proportion of the used and unused land, 30% of area was wasteland when this was Jammu and Kashmir state. But now, UT is different. In Ladakh UT, 92% area is barren, waste. And when we can come together in shape of conducting these tea talks, these brainstorming sessions, our scholars, our students, our stakeholders, they get the opportunity to work towards the utilization of these wasteland. And under our Roma mission, such kind of activities we are already doing. Likewise, we have floriculture missions. This region, this Jammu city is known as City of Temples. Huge quantity of flowers are being used. And according to an estimate, we are annually importing flowers worth 20 CRs. And through these floriculture missions, our endeavor is to do handholding of the floriculture farmers so that we can make our farmers self-sufficient. So in nutshell, what I mean to say, like we have natural resources, we have brains like Professor O.P. Sharma, we have students like you, we have scholars like you, we have scientists in the institution, we have policy makers. When we converge on single platform to deliberate on such issues, ultimately our target is to make best use of the land, to protect the environment, to make clean the water, and in order to just move forward, our main stake is to do hand-holding of our farmers. In order to increase their incomes, our efforts are there. And the kind of event Professor O.P. Sharma used to conduct and today he is conducting. Really, it has a great implication as far as our endeavor is concerned. On this occasion, on the occasion of 1600 Tree Talk, I take this opportunity to extend my best wishes to congratulate Dr. O.P. Sharma for such a novel initiatives which is really important for societal development and for the development of the nation. You joined this special session of Tree Talks. On this occasion, I take this opportunity to thank you all. Thank you very much.